What's up, guys? Welcome back to a little Badlanders. Unfortunately, this video is not going to be super upbeat. This is the end of Badlanders. I was going to do an end of game series, but literally all that's on now are cheaters, and they're sliding, aim locking, they're ESP nading, they're using the cheapest, most blatant hacks. And strategies to kill you. And I've tried to play a dozen or more matches. I haven't got a single one that's postable where I didn't die within less than 5 minutes of the match to some cheater doing some shady shit. So it's over. The end. We're gonna go through and delete a bunch of stuff except for arena gear because I still have I got all the high-end boxes. I barely used any of these high-end boxes too. Like the cheating is just so bad, I'm done. Like it's not worth my time because I'm wasting 20 minutes, 40 minutes of my life just getting killed by cheaters, blatantly cheating on a game that's dead. There's almost no legit players left, so I'm done with regular matches. We're gonna go through, we're gonna delete, see what all I accumulated and delete all of it because why would I put it up there for the cheaters to use and have fun? I mean, they can eat me. We still have 3-day cards though, so I am going to be doing arena before it closes. I'm going to keep just enough stuff that I'm going to use in arena. Everything else is going to get deleted. We're going to go through and just delete all of the things so you can see my accumulation of wealth despite the amount of cheating that's gone on since season 4 of this game. I've still managed to accumulate a fair bit of wealth. You can go back and watch my videos. I've killed so many cheaters. But that was when they were like trying to make it look legit. Now the game is just over. They are just like slide aim locking just past windows and mowing you down. You're just like, all right, it's over now. There's no point in playing with that kind of cheating going on. I'm just gonna delete everything. We'll get to look at everything that I got, all the cool skins. But this game is dead. You can download like the Chinese version, I guess, but I'm not gonna play it. It's not a thing I'm interested in. I've already put like 3 years into this game. I have thousands of episodes on YouTube if you want to go back and watch back when it was good. Unfortunately, some of the early recordings were with my previous PC setup, and it was not amazing. So the video quality is less than like the supercomputer that I have now. So that is a shame. But you can see like kind of how I got better throughout the game too. Even going back and watching the videos myself, I can tell like stupid stuff that I was doing. Like I crouch walked for the longest time because I thought it does kind of reduce your footprint signature because the pats are a little bit more spaced out, but it doesn't actually lower the volume. And I also thought for the longest time that like the silence boots, you had to be walking, like crouching, for it to work as well, and that's not true. You can walk normally and silence works, but if you run at all, it doesn't mask any of your signs. But like I have all these cool weapons. It's a shame. I was gonna bring all of them out, like bring out some of the cool stuff, some fat weapons that I had left with gold ammo and play, and hopefully enjoy, like the last bit of the thing with an endgame series with some super weapons and run like heavy T5s and stuff. But no, there's just cheaters on now, and I don't want to give them, fun gear to play with before the game's over. You can't half buy meds or anything anymore either. Well, meds you can. Like this stuff is cheap because people are using their high-end boxes. But once these are gone for people, like it's gonna be over because these give you 2 guns, a full set of T5, and level 5 bullets, of course, and it gives you meds, those stems, and regular grenades. It doesn't give you miasma grenades or fire grenades, so there's like almost none on the market. The only way you can get them probably is from Prism. So, I thought maybe the game would be worth playing to the very end, but Not regular matches. It's not going to be. So we're going to go through and see everything that I got and deleted. We got, like, I had A-pen pistols. Pistols were great because you could stash them. You could pull it out real quick. And, like, if you had a beefy pistol like this, like an A-pen with cluster, a nice attachment, you could get kills even on T5s in just like 4 hits. Headshots even less. It was nice. The saber would 2-tap almost everybody if built right, and it was sick pistol. It's just hard to get off when they're using M4s, like it's really hard. Even worse when they're aim locking ESPing. Like before, people weren't ESPing as much, so you could put on silence boots and you could sneak up on people and just tat get a good kill with it, scoop some gear. It was awesome. But that's no longer a reality with people ESPing and using level 5 ammo. So now that they're just giving away level 5 ammo, these are worthless. So gone. Another S-pen. Gone. A damage. That one had a sniper, a pole sniper. I had a bunch of those pole sniper things, and I built a crap load of poles because it was one of the few guns that was worth having. It would just one-tap like T4s, even in certain areas, one-tap T5s. So, and it was stashable still, so it was still worth holding on to. S-Pen, SMG. Hold on, let me turn the heater up. There we go. Getting a little too warm. So yeah, but then all the legit players left, and you couldn't hardly get a sniper shot on anybody anymore. It was so rare that it almost wasn't even worth putting in your safe, because I would bring a shotgun in and I would pop somebody and some cheater in T5 with an M4, and then I wouldn't have enough space to slot all of his gear, because these people were running double accounts. Or Discord duos. So you kill one of them, you have to swipe their gear. You better stash it, otherwise they're going to get you before you extract, because they hunt you down with their little ESP and their aim lock, and they'll bring in a sniper and get a sniper shot on you, or just swarm you and use their ESP to try to kill you before you can get out with their gear. So if you have anything in your thing, you always risk losing it, which is why you'll see in some of the later videos, once I'd pop somebody with gear, you would have to immediately run to extract and get out, because they'll have their second account somewhere on the map and they'll just start coming for you, like blatant aimbot. Because these people didn't actually have a lot of wealth. They had a couple of kits, and then they were stealing trash gear from mostly naked players using their ESPs. So it was rare for them to get any kind of good gear, unless they were fighting other cheaters. So yeah, it's a nice scope like that. Like the ×2s were good for me because I'm on PC. You'll see me use the ×2s a lot. The ×4s and the ×8s were a lot more expensive, so they were more risky to bring in. You would lose more money if someone swiped it from you. And I just, it was so much cheaper to bring in the ×2s, and they worked for me. So I used those mostly. The ×8s obviously have a huge advantage. But yeah, there goes all my pistols. The 1911s, they were a shitty pistol, but with the right mods like this, if you got like an S-Pen, you dump some decent items on them, you could tap with them. You had to have a quick trigger finger, but they worked. Headshot, gone. It is sad to like delete everything. I spent so much time in this game. I thought this game had a lot of potential. It was getting really good, and then it took a few steps back. Then it got, it was still okay. But then just all of a sudden they stopped policing cheaters. Like they didn't believe the ESP was a thing. The ESP, the dual accounts, running duos and trios in solo matches, and them not banning them. So that just became like a thing that people did. It was cheap. And it just became this game of cheap tactics and cheats. And so people just abused it to death until all the legit players quit. They were just like, this game's trash. People are just doing cheap stuff, or they're cheating, or both. And we done. S-Pen. Like, I had so much good gear. And there's going to be a lot of people who are like, why are you deleting it? Give it to me. Half those people are cheaters. Don't listen to them. They were cheating. I know they were cheating. And I'm not going to give them sweet gear to play with that I accumulated. There was my best saber, S pen, S damage. I was gonna bring all this stuff out and play with it as like an end of game series, you know, but there's just no point. There's not even worth doing it. We're gonna keep just enough gear to mess around with in arena, which may be like my best stuff. I may see how far it goes. Like, I had built all kinds of halfway decent guns like this to play with. Never got a chance to play with them. There's my best shotgun, the pump. Got pistols for days because these were just amazing. Hold on, I got a gnat bugging the crap out of me. This little turd. Yeah, I built like this. This was a pretty sweet shotgun, S damage. The Saigas had like no real advantage other than being suppressed over the other shotguns. The other shotguns were so much better. Like, the pump was super cheap to run, and you could buy them just straight off the exchange. So they were like 800. You throw on just a rifling. All you need is one rifling improvement and one either arm or joint. You could use leg if you wanted to, but it was a lot harder because people hide behind cover. You know, it's hard to hit the legs sometimes. Hold on, I gotta put something over my coffee so that gnat doesn't fly in it. But other than that, you know, the Saiga, it looks cool. Like, it's pretty sick looking. And we'll go over like the skins and stuff that I have for the weapons. But I like the Saiga and Tarkov. It's a pretty sweet gun, but in this, there's no real advantage to it other than you could put a suppressor on it. And I mean, not that it matters. When it finally did come out, like, there were so many people ESPing that, you know, running silence boots or suppressed weapons, it almost gave you no advantage. It just looked cool. So, yeah. There goes a expensive attachment that I'm sure some people would want. They're like, oh my god, sell it. No, definitely not. Goodbye. Gone. Oh, there's a really nice optic. S Pen. Oh, wait. Is that one of my best ones? That might be my best one. If it's my best one, I might still use it in arena. I'm going to keep, like, my best gun for all the things. And I'm not sure where my Saigas are. Maybe it. Oh, well. I deleted them. It's Garbo. We're done. It doesn't matter. I probably won't run it anyway. Gone. 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 But let's go through and see what else we got. I'll keep that. I'll keep that. This was a good pistol. S damage. A pen. Like, I collected so many of them. I bought so many slots. I put so much money into this game. It's a dang shame that it's dead. Super shame. I told everybody my last video would be me deleting all of my stuff. So, I mean, this is it. Like, the game is over. I am deleting all of it. That was damage. S damage, S headshot. Pretty good pistol. There's an expensive suppressor. Gone. I mean, all the stuff's going to be deleted anyways when the game ends. But I just wanted to go through it one last time just to see what all I had collected over 3 years of play in this game. And we'll get rid of it all. If you enjoy watching it, seeing what I got. Or you're just a cheater and you're horrified. You're like, now all the gear I could have had and stolen in raid with my cheats. Well, sorry. It only took like a dozen matches for me to decide that it's not worth my time to do this. If people would have dialed back their cheats a little bit and not been blatantly cheating so much, maybe I would have did it. But it's too late now. I thank all the people who are cheating. I built all these poles. there's so much money wrapped up in these polls. Like I only have 53 million here, but all of my gear accounts worth is hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stuff. Just this baton cost me 20 mil to have a level 10 baton. You can't even get it now because the materials, nobody even farms the materials anymore. Pointless. Plus, the baton was this good, and then they purposefully downgraded it and put in this stupid level up system so that you had to grind it back up to basically what it was before. It used to be just a handheld item. If you go back and watch previous videos, you could have just bought these. They were gray, and you put them in your inventory, and you could equip them like a melee. They didn't actually have this melee slot. You could put it like, I think would it go in your secondary, or you just equip it? I can't remember, but yeah. And you could baton people. I have a bunch of videos where I went out just hunting people with the baton, and it was fun. It was a good time. I got T5s and stuff in it. You can go back and watch the old videos. What else? All right, let's delete all these. Let's speed up this process. Like, man, I had a lot of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Gone. All these polls. Gone. 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 I'll never play another game from this company ever again for doing this, for letting this game die and it's shutting down. And even after they stopped updating, they stopped policing the cheating. So like people could just cheat with impunity. There was no fear of getting banned at all. I don't even know if the automated system still works, to be honest. The automated system, all it would pick up was like if it couldn't detect your third party stuff. So people find easy ways around to being detected. Otherwise, you wouldn't get banned unless you got caught on video blatantly aim locking. They wouldn't police up ESP at all on this game, and it slaughtered their game. It does every first-person shooter. Like I've watched all shooters end because they fail to police the ESP. ESP is one of the cheapest. Even if you use no other cheats and you just had ESP, you have a huge advantage over other players. Like it's massive. Being able to see little stick outlines through the walls and stuff. So even if you're a subpar player, you can kind of compete with really good players if you have ESP. I never used cheats on this game. I accumulated all of this stuff legitimately without playing with cheaters. Like some people, they're like, well, I played legit. It's like, yeah, but you played with 2 other cheaters most of the time in threes to accumulate all your wealth, all your gear. So you didn't acquire it legitimately by yourself. Man, it's gonna take me a hot minute to delete all these polls. We'll see what we're left with at the end of this. Like all these are built the same, so I'm not gonna go through all of them. I went through and bought up. I did a whole I spent like almost a whole day or two play testing all these to make sure that they one-tap T4s. It's a shame that I'm not gonna get to use any of them. Gone. We'll see how much money I actually am left with at the end of selling all my kit. Just vendor trash. If it's blue, it's poo. Like they're mostly the same. We'll get to another gun type and I'll go through them. God, I had so many. It's funny looking at my number go down because that thing has been so full for so long. I ended up having to keep buying. I spent so much money just on like the warehouse upgrades, buying those, to the point where like it got so outrageously expensive to do it that I stopped. Like otherwise, if the price would remain the same, I would have bought a whole lot more upgrades. It was because they had it like accumulate. Like it got probably double or triple as expensive buying for real money as the last upgrade. And eventually it just became not worth it to do it. They probably would have got a lot more money out of me if they would have just left it the same. So that's another thing that they messed up and did wrong. Now, after a while, it just became like it became one of those games that was just like a money-making scheme. All they would do is put out a new skin to get people to buy a new skin. And then, at the end, there's no point in doing that for these free-to-play games. You put a whole bunch of money, get a whole bunch of skins, because then this happens. The game is over, and all the skins that I'm about to show you that cost me 20, 40 bucks each, even more, like the Horus skin, oh my science, I spent hundreds of dollars on that skin, and it is just gone. And I have nothing for it. Hey, look, S-Pen, deep damage, gone. We got S-Pen, S damage, that may be my best one. We'll keep that one. I had this, I was gonna run A-Pen, nice shotgun, gold ammo, gone. S headshot, gone. Another good shotgun, gone. AP cluster. These actually don't work in arena. There's some sort of like they didn't even finish when they implemented. Finally, they implemented new attachment things. They didn't actually complete them to the point where you could use them in like arena. They glitch out. That was a good shotgun. S-Pen. I had all these deep damage. The deep damage, in my opinion, stomps are the only ones worth getting. Because I play tested it with like the best S-Pen S damage, 4% body thing. You still couldn't one tap a T5. It was shitty, even with like super expensive attachments on it. Just couldn't do it. So I think most of these are just deep damage stomps that we were holding on to. There's an S-Pen, 50% projectile speed. The projectile speed, like, I didn't feel like it made a huge difference either, to be honest. A damage. There's a S-Pen, 4% body. And you still couldn't one-tap T5s with it. Sad. That's why I started stockpiling poles. Poles were the shit. There's a S-Pen S damage. That won't one-tap T5 either, even with all this on it. Dang shame. But yeah, we'll still have some room cards, so I still will take a weekend, one of these weekends, and before it closes. I have till September, like the end of September, before this game closes for PC. That was my best car. The car is worthless for arena. It's garbage. A pole is 10 times better. This was like a budget option. With the bolt pulling speed and an S-Pen, like you could one tap T5 heads with very little attachments. Just like one headshot damage mod would one tap T5 heads with this thing. So it became a cool little head popper. You could just take it in raid with like 2 gold ammo and a gray ×8 scope with, anything with a 10% headshot muzzle on it, and it would one tap T5 heads, and it became a great budget option. Otherwise, it wasn't worth bringing in. Goodbye. This gun always sucked. It was like rapid fire, but it did so little damage. You'd have to hit somebody so many times, even with good mods, that it just wasn't worth it. But the gun looked cool, and it was fun to shoot. But it was garbage compared to other rifles, so it didn't end up being worth a damn most of the time. But I like to play with all the guns just to mess with them. I'm probably one of the few players that actually played with other guns and didn't just grab an M4 and go in the whole time. So that's why my content probably was a little bit more amusing than some other people who were just like ESP montages, kill montages of them in T5 with an M4, just brr, 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 dead all the time. S-Pen, A-Pen. I had these set up just to mess around with them. They were fun to take into like desert because I always run solo, so like almost always. And in desert, like the pole, it's not a great option because it takes so much time to reload to get the second guy. You could use one to pop to down the first guy, but then you had to engage the second guy, and if he killed you, he would res his buddy. But with a gun that's rapid fire like this or a Swader, you could tap tap tap, take one down, and then go right after the buddy before they could get to cover. If you got a good ambush on them. So Swaders were probably by far my favorite fast firing sniper rifle. The Scourge was amazing for so long, like it was superior because you could put light stock on it, and like people just run around with Scourges as a main weapon. Especially cheaters, they'd be hip firing them and just tapping people. It was crazy, crazy good, way better than even an M4 most of the time, except in super super close quarters. And even then, I swear these people had like rapid fire macros set up to just and just tap that sucker. So yeah, I never did get to use a lot of these either. It's a shame. Swader was a great gun. But they're all gone. S damage, S headshot, all decent mods. A ultralight, which was, that's why I had the ×2 on it, because I had it set up as just like a primary weapon, run and gun. That was before, they started implementing the ×8s like switchovers, which was a terrible idea as well. Because what they were trying to do is they were trying to mimic like Tarkov's, where you can put on multiple scopes and switch between them to get better optics. But the downside in this game is that the mods stayed the same. So even if you had the ability to go from a ×8 to a reflex sight, you still had sniper mod on there, which would reduce your damage at close range. So it didn't make them feasible to use in close range at all unless you wanted a severe DPS decrease, which would then get you killed. So that's a terrible way to implement it. Like they should have just put in a scope that had an additional slot on it, like up here, and that way you could put in a secondary, either ×2 or a little reflex sight or red dot, but they're too dumb. They didn't figure it out. It's a shame. Yeah, I just had a bunch of these Swaders set up to do like desert and stuff, but unfortunately people, by the time I got all this stuff situated the way I wanted to do it and found the time to record, almost all the legit players had fled. Just the cheaters ran them off. And make no mistake, like it wasn't that the developers killed the game by stopping updates and stuff. It was their failure to police cheats that made legit players leave. Even once they put it on Steam, I thought this game would become way more popular, way bigger, and have, because it's free to play. Like everybody on Steam would download a free to play game and play it if it was good. But they got on and they'd get ESP aim locked by like 4 or 5 guys and be like, well, this game's trash, and they would bounce off. And then because of all the cheating, they had to implement system so that like you would go into basically like a tutorial mode until level 7, because what would happen was people would cheat and they would just make like a new level 1 account and they'd go in and cheat again, because you could get right back into the game with regular players. And they had to kind of, to call the cheating the making of new accounts, they had to put a level cap in there to where you would be restricted to basically people under 7 until you could break that level barrier, which all it made them do was a cheater would have to invest like, I don't know, 30 minutes of time to grind up to like level 8 or something. Maybe a couple hours, I don't know. I have no idea, because I only made this account and I had one alt Steam account that I thought I was gonna like do a series on where I'd grind up, but I gave up around level 20 because the quests were so tedious and annoying. I was like, pass, not doing this again. There's a S-Pen. That would have been a nice pistol to pocket and take into raid. But, you know, piss on this game. S-Pen, AP cluster. There's a S-Pen range. Nice presser. Nice mod. That may be my best pistol at the moment. So I think we'll hold on to that because I may use it in the arena. Actually, this guy I may just get rid of. Yeah, get rid of that guy. That pistol I'll keep. This pistol I had set up for legs, like joint legs. Never did get a chance to use it. Shame. S damage, S headshot. Heated cluster mag. Like, that stuff is super expensive right now, too. Yeah, rifling. That was one of the better suppressors that I had. It's rifling, powerful break, and deep damage. This was a cool mod, but they stopped making it. It became so expensive that it wasn't worth running. Like, it's not a great mod because it doesn't actually give you a damage increase. So, you know, like, it's not as good as just even a basic, like, rifling airtight suppressor. But it became so rare that you would never see these in raid because they weren't being made anymore, and people were trading them for millions and millions and millions. Like this one here is probably worth, I don't know, in between, like someone would probably play reasonably like 5, maybe up to 10 mil, depending for it. More poles that I built that have a little bit more expensive mods on them. Gone. Limb torso. Gone. Gone. Yeah. It is a shame. I was a little bit dreading having to make this video, but after giving it a shot, like, I just don't care anymore. There's only cheaters left on, which just completely kills my desire to play this game. I could be doing anything else. Like right now, honestly, my Naruto videos are getting 5 times the views as any of my Badlanders content anymore. So it's like, I think Badlanders has run its course. It's boring for me to play anymore. Fighting the cheaters, like half the time I'll have to play like 4 or 5 matches to get one good game where it's not either dead or I get killed by a cheater. So what everybody else doesn't see is like the time invested to make a video. To make one 20-minute video on this game could take me hours. Hours of grinding to get one halfway decent video. And people are like, why don't you post the death videos? Because it makes the cheaters happy. That's why. And then, like, I was doing that for a while when I was trying to report them, and even though they weren't getting banned at all. And all it was doing was making cheaters, like, hunt me more. They wanted to be on video because it gives them, the little nerds, a little giggle boost. They were like, he, it's so fun. Look, he's so mad. Like, and that's what they wanted. They're trolls. They just want to make you angry. They love to see it on video. So I just had to stop doing that. And the cheating got so bad, like the hunting of me got so bad that I had to leave clans. I had to police my friends list. I had to remove everybody from my friends list because you can Q snipe on this game. If they're on your friends list, you can see when they're matching, and everybody knows what I play. Like I play solo shelter almost all the time. Otherwise, I go solo duo desert, and people just know. So when they see that I'm on, they could see that I was on the friends list. They would just start queuing up for it with their cheats because they were hoping to make it into a video. So I had to stop posting the videos of it, just, you know, to de-incentivize all the little nerds from just absolutely hunting me down to the point where I couldn't play the game, because people are just that shitty on this game. They really are. They're friggin' douchebags. That's a decent I may want that. I don't know. Maybe keep that one. Everything else can go. Like, how long have I been sitting? I've been sitting here talking to you guys and deleting stuff for like 35 minutes. This is, oh wait, there's a ×8 version of it. Yeah, we'll keep that as well. There's an A pen. There's an expensive suppressor. Yeah. It's nice. Heated bullet. Man, that was a nice one. That would have tapped so many T5s. That's alright. It's gone now. We can all just imagine what it would have been like on a game that wasn't corrupted by cheaters and had legit players in it. This game was a great game for a long time. Like, it was fun. It had a lot of potential, at least for the first like year and a half that I played of it. And then it just started to go downhill fast. We were just like, oh gosh, like every new season they would drop would be worse than the last. Have some stupid idea. Even the new maps they implemented, I didn't play hardly any of them because they were so trash. And the cheating on them was so bad that like you couldn't even get used to the new map. You could not play it because there were so many ridiculous cheaters. And it's a shame. But for people that like didn't play the game as long as I have, they probably couldn't tell the difference between a cheater and not a cheater to begin with anyway, so. But eventually they did lose enough that they all quit. So they felt the sting of the cheaters, even if they didn't know it was the cheaters that was doing it. There's a really cool, I might keep that one because it's good. Here's a AA 12%. I might keep that as well. All the shotguns can go. They're all gone. And so many good shotguns ready to go. I was gonna friggin' rock these things. But no. People had to just keep cheating. And now it's over. So many good mods. I had a lot of fun just collecting and building the guns, you know? It was a lot of fun. I enjoy that part. Even on Tarkov, like, I really enjoy sometimes just sitting down with some music on and, like, building out rifles, you know? Building cool looking rifles. It was like, it was my thing. It was like a Zen thing. I was perfectly content just even building the guns. And then, you know, you take them into raid and lose them in 5 seconds, but it was still fun to build them. Tarkov just eventually got so many cheaters too that it wasn't even worth the light stock A pen, S pen. Yeah. I don't know, I might hold on to those for Arena. There was a pretty good MK. S pen, S headshot. This was my first one that I got that was good. And I had him for a long time, but then I eventually got better ones. Goodbye, MK. You were a good friend. Lots more A pen, A and S pen, and A headshot, persuaders, with decent mods on them. Some of them I just had mods that like I didn't have anywhere else to put. Like I have cluster on a lot of these because I had a lot of those mags, and I didn't have any guns to actually put them on that I wanted that were good, you know. They could use them like additional pistols that were S pen or whatever. Oh wait, why do I still have these pistols? Oh, I forgot to delete these, I guess. Powerful rifle, arm, AP silence, cluster. I don't know. I'll save a few of them for Arena, I guess. Oh yeah, but the rest of these, A, S, that's nice. Another one of those. That was a good rifle. Would have been fun if there was legit players on to kill with it. Another S-Pen. Gone. Oh my science. I might have to turn this into a couple video thing. Oh no, we're approaching the end. We're getting there. Just a little bit longer. This will be kind of a final farewell video to old Badlanders. I still have a backlog of videos, so even after I post this video, there's going to be a backlog of videos because I had so many backlog videos. There's probably 60 videos left to post, so there will still be Badlanders content. It's just I'm not going to be recording any new ones after this, aside from arena videos, because that's really the only thing worth playing still this game. And you know, even if I were to make arena with drops, that there's cheaters. Like I've tried it before, and the cheaters infiltrated, and then people started duoing. Like it was just you couldn't do anything. There's just cheap tactics and cheating going on in every aspect of this game. You couldn't have any fun with it, so I just gave up. Like, and I was one of the more resilient people that just kept trying to play and find ways around what was going on. But even still, to my dismay, like it just wasn't possible. The amount of stupidness and cheating that was happening on this game was beyond surpassing, even for the most resilient of us. Point where you just had to give it up. A pen, like, oh my gosh, so many good guns. But now they'll be recorded on YouTube for forever, so you can go back and look. Be like, oh, that looks like it could have been a fun game. Yeah, it could have been. Very well could have been. Yup. Gone. 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 A pen. Oh yeah. S pen. S pen. Like the game became a little bit cooler whenever they started implementing these mods and stuff. It changed things up a little bit. Because before that it was all about the mods, but then it became all about the mods and the guns, and that was kind of cool. I kind of like that system, like where you put stats on the actual gun, so it's not just like you can buy any old gun for a couple of K off of the marketplace. It assigned more value to things, and it was something else to collect. So it did renew like some of the interest in purchasing new guns. It's a shame that they locked a lot of these guns, like the newer guns like the AUG and stuff, to the black room, to where they basically were unobtainable. Or even if they were obtainable, you would never use them outside of arena. It's just, you were like, why? There's a S damage with stop and reload. It's probably my best deluge. Just another one that I put together. This one was designed to shred armor. I had that on there, and bursting, you know. Woohoo. Gone. And then this one, S Pen. Like I tried to collect all the S's with at least one of all the good mods, you know, with them. And I had just like a little collection going, and it was fun to collect. There's a AA, 4%. Pretty good. Little SMG, A pen, 8%. That may have been my best SMG. I think. I don't have a better one, do I? I have an S pen 4%. So that one I was probably gonna sell. Yeah. Well, now it's sold. Finally did sell. A pen, S headshot. Shaka. There's my best shaft. S pen with 4% spike. I couldn't never get the 6%. but it's a pretty good. I'll keep that one for arena. I had a bunch of these AKs. These AKs became really good with the 60% headshot damage. You could one tap T5 heads with them with the right mods, and it was pretty awesome. Gone. Headshot powerful break. S-Pen. That was a basic one. There's the S-Pen with 80% projectile speed. Good for shredding up close. Then I had a bunch of these. Just, I guess I should get out enough ammo. I'm just deleting these, and I probably should have been taking the ammo out of them, save for arena. But I mean, I got like 50 million. I can buy a bunch off of the thing, so it's not a huge deal. Why am I keeping? I don't know. Gone. Gone. A pen. Gone. A pen. Gone. 24 arm destructor. Very nice, very nice. No mods at all. I was just holding, these ones were just holding extra attachments that I had that were good, that I didn't want to get rid of, that I thought I would reuse at some point, and then never did get a chance to. There we go. That's all I really need. There's a S damage. I had some mods on. Had a spare sniper optic on it. Gone. There's my M16 A1. Yeah. A powerful. We'll keep those. DMRs. These were my best DMRs. I guess I'll hold on to them for my only AUG that I bought that was worth anything. It's only a S headshot. I couldn't get any good ones. So we have that. There was my my runaround MK14. So you could use that in close range. I set it out with the best mods that I could get to make it one tap T5 heads. It's pretty good. And then there's the badass one. That one is up. Two taps basically anything. And then you have the MP7, the only one that I kept. I have him modded out for arena. And then I have these umps as well, but they're eh. The ump was always just kind of a trash MP5. That may be my best one. Either that one or that. I don't know. We'll hold on to both of them. There's my best pole. A-pen, 100% bolt speed. That thing is amazing. The double joint, because you can actually one tap heavy T5s in the arms if they don't have limb damage. So that thing's a beast. My lightning, the only lightning, I don't really care for the lightning. I always thought it was shit compared to an M4. But yeah, and then we have all the PKMs. Oh my science, we have so many left to go through. I may end up splitting this video up into another video because we have to go through armor and stuff as well. So I'm going to end the video here. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 2 if you're interested. You can watch me delete the rest of this stuff. I'm going to go through it, and we're going to put together, some arena kit. Well, I got to get a hold of some radars and stuff for arena. So that's a thing that we have to do. All right, guys, and then we'll go through the skins and stuff in the next video as well if you want to see all the skins and everything I collected. But thanks for watching. We're 50 minutes in. See you in the next one. Peace.